Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys had a good weekend. We are getting back into Star Rush today. Oh, boy. So, I haven't touched this in a week. Gonna see what we do today. But I hope you guys had a good weekend. Mine was pretty good. Was able to get through just some normal basic stuff. And, yeah, we are into the streaming. So, gonna give this a second for this to fill up and everything. Okay, so I think this was giving us chemicals. That's right. So we are back here at our tier 3 and 4 place. And we have need of things getting made and things going into our research and stuff. So, let's take a quick look here. So, if we can grab chemicals, we can make the power cells. Give me 1 second here. Let me look up the crafting calculator that I have here very specifically. So, let's see. So, the things for tier 5 is the applicator, electronics, inductor, turbine, and valve. Now, I believe we have, so we can make conductors already. We can make the applicators, but we haven't built anything to do so. We needed the chemicals to make the electronics, I believe. I think we got the valve blueprint. The turbine is the only one that we haven't done, but that also is there's other stuff that is attached to that. Yeah, because I think the turbine requires something a little different. Yes, it needs the impeller, which is made in the Mega Press. Okay. Yes. Okay, so today is going to be kind of just working on getting through some of the stuff and getting things built up, as well as kind of just kind of the research and stuff like that. We do need to go get the electronics blueprint. I don't know where that is. However, we did have at the end of last stream. Hello, Zach. How was your weekend, my man? I hope it went well. Let's see. So, decent. It went fine. Yeah. Didn't do a whole lot, but was able to enjoy myself a little bit. I ended up finishing today the last 2 achievements that I needed from Star Wars Battlefront 2, which felt so nice because they were annoying. Let's see. So we need to get more helium. Yeah, so we have to get these impellers, which are made by the Mega Press. We have to make the nozzles, which are done by the Mega Press. Yes, as we continue on. Okay, so let's see. Now, I do have inductors here. Do inductors go into anything? I don't think they do. Not really. So we do need to get sulfuric acid, which comes from sulfur, which uses the compounder V2 and the pressurizer. Well, we're working on getting the pressurizer right now. Let's see. Okay, level 9 we get the defensive tower. Oh, I'm so excited to get that. Let's see. And then we get this roundabout rail connector, which will be interesting. Right now, chemicals are heading off to get the pressurizer and the sulfur extractor out, which will get us our sulfur. Just wonderful. Yes. Okay, so for the time being, we're doing, but yeah, I guess we just need to go through and make sure that we're grabbing everything that we can for this and have it kind of continuing on through the system as needed. Yeah, so the silicon and the helium and stuff, it's all going together to make the chemicals. Okay, so we can go grab... There was, in the Mega Press, we can add the helium, and that will get us our nozzle. Okay. Let's go grab the storage of helium that we have.
Just what I need.
Go ahead and do that. Because we have to give a lot of helium. So we need another 7.5 stacks, I guess, of helium. A little annoying, but... Yeah, so as we were coming back last time, we ran past this big area, and it was nasty. There was lots of enemies there. So I have to go back there. I have to go back to that spot. So let's go ahead and grab our generation station there. Ooh, but we also have stuff here. Okay. Now, I do have to make a new factory to start doing the tier 5 stuff. However, I'm not quite sure where to make it. My first thought is kind of going into this area. We have more helium, which is good. Sulfur is accessible. Calcium is accessible. Titanium is a little bit of a stretch, but we can still make it work. But there's titanium on both sides, essentially. Though I might move... this titanium might go for somewhere else. Because there's lots of titanium here, and there's enough room here that I could build a small base to send it off to other facilities. Rather than here, which is kind of set by itself. There's helium, there's sulfur, there's calcium, there's just kind of everything that we need. There isn't an easy place to get wolfram, but we could also send the wolfram from over here, from this area that we kind of built up, because there's lots. So we can have the factory here. My only concern is that we're going to have to put defenses along the north and east rims, because that's where a lot of the bugs come from. And we're going to have to put defenses near all the calcium stuff as well. So... But the sulfur is very close. Just over the hill, essentially, over here. And we just bring it up from the gorge. Voila. Rotten egg smell. Now, we still do need to get chemicals. I'm going to explore here and see if we can find something here that's worth checking out. So, we were just running from that place last time, and it was horrible. There was so many enemies. And I'm going to have to go around this sulfur because I can't do it now. I can't run through it. I get drained. I get corrosive and stuff like that, so I'm going to get away from that. I am going to wonder that at some point we'll get to an area where enemies are so vast that we definitely will have to set up defenses no matter what, and they'll have to be rather, what's the term? Rather prolific to make sure that we have enough defenses going out that we're killing anything that could come our way. Because I don't know how building defenses will do against Goliaths. We've run into a couple Goliaths now, and they're nasty.
I'm detecting increased Ruptura activity.
Fine, we'll come back to this. Oh, that actually might be okay, because we run into that base. If we run into that base when all the hive are, when all the vermin are gone, we won't have to deal with them, which would be kind of nice. And we'll have several minutes of of no vermin threat. So that could actually be very useful. Let's see, where did I put that? It's interesting that we're having some of the helium go in here and then immediately gets pulled out because it's still needed. Not the chemicals, but it's still getting pulled out. Okay, how are we doing food-wise? Let's go ahead and keep a figler or two. I am kind of pleased to how this area turned out. Even if it's a bit messy, it's still a decent factory setup from what I've been from what I did. Is it the most efficient thing? No, but it's self-sufficient at least.
Raptura's core is unstable. Head to safety immediately.
Yeah, nothing's going to be particularly crazy today. But I'm hoping that we can get around to certain setups. In terms of, like, getting things put down and kind of getting things figured out for the next area. I ended up seeing a video of somebody fighting Goliaths, and there were a couple of tips that they said. One, you can do kind of what I did in the when I fought one last week, which was set up a handful of turrets and have them just firing away, and then you either need to get behind it or you need to be the bait and have the turrets shooting the Goliath from behind. Another one I saw is that if you throw the grenade, even the Goliaths will be drawn to it. So you sneak up behind one and just unload a whole shotgun magazine into it, and you're more likely to kill it because it's focused on the grenade. So that's why I don't want to fight a Goliath right now, because I don't have my grenade. And setting up turrets means that I have to lug out a bunch of extra ammo.
Within acceptable parameters.
And I have to set it up, and then the ammo is potentially getting used up by other bits of vermin, so it's a whole thing. Off we go. Okay, so everything has been burned away, and the sulfur's also been handled. So we can just run right to where we need to go. I'm also going to try and grab some of this ignium on the way out there, because mining also will charge up my grenade. So 35%. Immediately goes up to 50, which is awesome. Oh my gosh, so much ignium. Come to Papa. And I can imagine that the ignium shows up more often in the later areas, as well as areas that are not covered by any of your cores, because the ignition won't land if it crashes into one of the core's kind of umbrellas. Yeah, 60. I just got 60 Ignition from doing that. That's insane. Yeah, this is the base. This is it. And this one's actually quite large. Okay, so there is a obelisk. I think I saw the obelisk been through this area before, so let's go ahead and mark that off. Okay, now running over this way. I'm not going to worry so much about these. We're going to see if we can get into the... Come on, game. Ugh, I wish it didn't do that. 8-6. Okay. William Claywood. Good day. I'm writing to your private communicator because our main line of contact is no longer secure. Everything indicates that Taylor has gone through your computer and knows when we've been in contact. He has already notified the Selene Corp about it. This is my last message to you. Please delete all traces of our conversations. This also means our agreement is void and you will not receive compensation. It was nice knowing you, William Claywood. Little, clandestine little thing, huh? Oh, that's right. I usually would grab these and then I would drop those. I do find it kind of annoying that big chunks of the... Oh my gosh. That big chunks of the map are covered by these other buildings in such a way that... Oh yeah, you can't get up there. That they cover up kind of like the best places on the map.
Carlos, you locked the door! Let me in! No. Everything's exploding! They killed Patricia! Open up!
You're not the only one who reads other people's emails.
What? Stop joking around!
26 years. That's how long it'll take me to work off my debt.
Fuck! They blew up the bioprinters! I'm gonna die here. Really die here.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Carlos! He's a wanted criminal! If I hadn't said anything, that would have gotten me too!
And now the aliens will get you.
I'll pay you. Open the door. I'm begging you.
Oh. Exploder got in and blew up right next to him, essentially. Yikes. But incoming... With the good of not only the mission, but the entire company in mind, as well as the well-being of the whole IRO and the security of the world, I must regretfully inform you that I have come in possession of evidence of industrial espionage perpetrated by Carlos Miller. He has made contact with the fugitive William Claywood. I have attached the file with evidence of their contract. Unfortunately, I do not possess the necessary skills to determine Mr. Claywood's location based on the metadata, but I trust you to take the necessary steps. Considering Mr. Miller's senior position, I kindly ask you to keep the source of this information a secret. Respectfully, David Taylor. Okay, so more calls on this Claywood guy. We've had mention of Claywood in an area to the east of that big section of map I showed earlier. And
Great.
a gal was working on doing some writing stuff and mentioned Claywood and essentially got in trouble for it. Because Claywood is currently a fugitive, is what has been proposed. I'm sure that it's actually not that dry and cut, because it's the companies that have been mentioning that, which means he is somehow fairly important in terms of in deems to the company, probably the technology or something like that. So yeah, woo. Hey, look at that! Electronics! Exactly what we needed. Happy day. The rich deposits of wolfram found on the planet, though undoubtedly impressive, are not an anomaly. The anomaly is a complete lack of copper. I reviewed the results of the spectrograph before the mission, so I did not expect to find any abundant deposits, but the soil research is astounding. We're not detecting even faint traces of copper in the soil. With this type of planet, it's an anomaly on the scale of the known universe. I'm at a loss, Mr. Claywood. I can't explain this. I've also not found any traces of gold or silver. The only significant aspect is that I can think of these elements have in common is their high conductivity. This makes Wolfram the best candidate for mass-producing electronic equipment. It's not ideal, but we need to adapt. We'll put together the machines and send everything to the Selenium Corporation. I will keep you updated on the mission's progress.
That explains why we're using Wolfram.
Yeah, rather than copper, because it's not found. It's very odd. We'll take this. Yeah, we'll take all that. And drop the... We can't take the pistol ammo. Pistol ammo get in? Yep. Okay. I think we grabbed everything here. Yep, let's boogie. No point staying here. So there's still stuff here. Just a little bit more. Ooh, reduced toxicity intake. Oh, we can toss that. Let's drop that. Let's grab that instead. Drop that as well. See, but this was a fairly large encampment compared to everything else we found, so... Yep, let's get out of here. Hello, Isiling. Well, from what I understand, just getting more of the inventory, you can get, you just go through the corporation stuff, and it slowly will give you more inventory. Also, welcome to the chat for the first time. That's one way. Okay. Is there anything in the way of like LEMs that give you inventory space?
Ruptura status stable. Arcadia status stable.
Good. We got back before the nasties came along. All right. Let's go ahead and analyze this. Lovely. Okay. I have not heard of Eden Star. But that's not a surprise. I don't know a lot of games that are... As a connoisseur of games, I tend to know about a lot of games, but it's just there's so much. Oh. That's fine. Okay, so let's see. We've got all that in there. That's right. Throw that star in there. Don't have any perp plants on us. We don't have any serpent roots. Just use the stars tier there. I think we're good otherwise. Let's see. Oh, no. No. Let's not do that. We go in here. Let's take a look at our LEM station. Okay, so let's see. We get Maximum stamina increase, fog of war, and this is a stamina regen during slide by 35%. Not huge. Reduces toxicity intake by 45%. All right, so now toxicity. Have I run into something that gives me toxic? Oh yeah, toxicity is when you eat stuff. So that's actually something that makes it then the toxicity you gain is roughly half of what you normally would get. Okay. Well, can't really
Arcadia 7 has finished regenerating.
can't really do anything about those, but we can go ahead and throw those. Now that's quite a bit of war bonds, so I could potentially unlock something new. Let's see. Do we have something? Okay, this one, this increased movement speed. There's a thought there. We have our machine gun. Increased rate of fire. No. The vertical recoil we want. Reduces reload time. Okay. Deployment time and reduced recoil. So we could reduce the recoil altogether, or we can make it so it loads faster. It actually loads pretty well. Oh. Yeah, except when you are out in a solar flare, you just die. Yeah, a whole body flesh wound. My gosh. Okay. Now, let's see. Go ahead and throw that back in there. Now, we have... Yes, the chemicals are going to keep building, and then chemicals are going to get dropped off. So we have them. How are we doing? Ah, we're getting there. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. Okay, I guess I have not looked at what each of the recipes needs if we're doing the tier 5 resources. Let me take a look at this. So the inductors we can make already. Let's see, so the applicators require the tubes, glass. Just tubes and glass makes the applicators. It also needs helium and the calcium powder. Fair enough. Okay. Tubes, wolfram wire, and ceramics for the inductors. The impellers, which we have not made yet, are in the mega press, and they are titanium rod, stator, and rotor. Okay. Okay, so titanium housing, beam, and rod, they all go together to make the valve. Interesting. Okay. Well, now it turns into a case of what do we ship out from this area? Because my thought is that once we're kind of done with getting things out of this area, these will go away and we will put in the cargo stuff. So we can still use this area, but everything will still go through the system except for this. Because essentially, the delivery launchers, the cargo launchers, they don't do anything after we've kind of done all the levels for the thing. So they're somewhat pointless afterwards. Therefore, they can just go away. Let's go ahead and run off to this little pond over here and grab the prism herb. As over on this island.
I need to survive.
Go ahead and grab some other stuff.
Acquired.
Okay. This next area is actually, looking at the map and the layout of everything, this next area is actually not too bad. We could actually set up some basic stuff here, because there's enough room for the calcium that we could actually drop stuff off there. So we could make stuff from scratch if we needed to. There's enough room for the titanium that we could actually do the same. And the sulfur and all that jazz. Yeah. I hate the idea of starting from scratch again. But maybe that's just how it's going to be for the next little bit. Because this next area, we're going to be using some of the upgraded facilities to make things. Because now we're not going to be using the base fabricators. We're going to be using the version 2s, which do things faster. So. The prickler that we had started doing some of this. Where does the prism herb go? Ah, here we are. Then throw that in there. I have so much research points at the moment. Let's go ahead and just crank away into any of the other stuff that I'm going to more or less have access to. I just haven't done it yet. Because I haven't found soul hearts yet, I'm not touching those recipes. Everything else for the most part, I've seen. The shards are going to be... Okay, so yeah. So it looks like the highest version you can get, essentially, of everything is the chews. The chews are the highest... food items that give you things. And the shards increases your limit. And then there's ones that kind of block the loss of progress. Kind of interesting. Okay. So to get into the next stuff, we have to have more chemicals. We have to get the hardening agent blueprint there. We have to get applicators. Yeah, so a lot of this, I think... Well, the silicon, no. Synthetic silicon can go to something else, but that's also going to our... also going to our chemicals, but let's go ahead and grab 400 of that. That's done. Yeah, so the sulfuric acid, which is coming from the pressurizer. And then the Compounder V2. That must be an upgraded version of the pressurizer. Or something similar. Like how the... Or something. So we make electronics in the furnace as well? Huh. I think to get the second level of furnacer... Yeah, Compounder V2, I have to get to level 10. And that is increased of the pressurized... Okay, the pressurized components and stuff. I need to build another 6 furnaces. Why don't we go ahead and do that to finish out that requirement? And then we just get rid of them again. Because we don't really need to do more than that. Let's see. Furnaces. I'll just put them here. Five, 6. There we go. That's done. It's nice that I don't have to have that many operational or like hooked up to the system. It's just make this many. Okay. Okay. So that's the only thing we have there. There's a second level of ore excavator. So, because we're getting into the next level of machines, I'm wondering if I do kind of want to start from scratch in some ways. Because I'm able to make stuff faster. Well, we'll probably have to bring things in by cargo drone anyway, because we won't have access to everything. So expending it over and then potentially making new lines in for other stuff is fine. Let's see. I spent all the stuff for that. That's back to our furnace. That's been put in there. For our mega press. I could also throw my research points just straight into the container stuff. Right into the development stuff. Because that's an option. Yeah, so Moon Core is the next one that kind of needs to get going, but yeah, I could almost do this one just straight off the bat. Just do an entire level by research. I kind of want to hold on to the points because we're going to have to spend a lot of research points on newer, the upgraded buildings and stuff. So kind of don't want to just drop it all at once because that means I have to build the research points back up.
Good job. Future Health Solutions has unlocked new rewards for you.
But we can do that instead. And now the chemicals can all go back into storage. Oh yeah, you're all going to panic because I removed the thing.
Oh, yes.
I'm very aware. Let's make sure that we get all the chemicals back. Run down here, run down here, run down here. And grab the chemicals and put them in here. Okay. Now, yeah, so we'd have to have one for chemicals. We'd have to have one for the synthetic silicon. We'd have to have one for the housing and the beam and the rod. We'd have to have one for the stator and the rotors. Yeah, there's actually going to be quite a bit that we bring over to the new area if we do so. Let's see. Did we get a new up? Did we get something new added to the? I don't think so. We do have this new. Oh, not yet, because I have to actually collect it. So we get two new things. We get a pressurizer, which takes the sulfur ore and the helium and pressures it into new stuff. So we get pressurized helium, and we get sulfuric acid. Okay. Now, I don't know how the pressurizer works when it comes to the... it's not the pressurizer, but the extractor. When it comes to putting it on the sulfur things themselves. Because I think certain environmental stuff doesn't let you build on top of it. Like, the drain ferns. They don't like when you try and put stuff on top of them. Oh, and I also have to remember that some of these resources they're getting sent off to the ammo depots, so they're not viable. Really to go to anywhere else because that's purely for that. Yeah, so we go over here. We now have the sulfur extractor. Hazardous area cannot build when active. Ah, we can only build when after a... I see. We can only build it right after a rupture. That's annoying. But kind of makes sense.
Acquired.
Okay. So, we will have to work that out. What I'm guessing is that we'll take stuff directly from over here, from these cliffs, and hike it on up, and it'll go into the next area. Kind of avoiding the drain ferns. I don't know what these plants are actually called. I'm calling them ferns because they look like ferns. But they probably have an official name somewhere. I just don't know what it is. Okay, so we currently don't have anything going into resource from the thing, yeah. Which means I probably should select something, but yeah. The idea, I believe, is that we will put our home base, a new building kind of over here, I think. And we will need to put, yeah, we're going to need to put... We're going to need to put turrets up. So we'll need to have ammo. So yeah, we'll need to do a cargo connection to the ammo depot. Put stuff up there. Okay. I'm going to try not to build on the water when I can, but some of that we can't prevent. So. So we can't do anything with the sulfur as of right now. What we do need to do is we need to get another way over here. So yeah, kind of need to figure out where we're setting up camp and have that set up for us. And then we can start planning things out. Let me see. Because how far we're going along, we probably want to do a bigger building. We'll want to do a large habitat and fill things up. And fill it up with, like, every machine possible. Because now we're getting to the point of actually stretching ourselves a little too far for running back and forth via the zip lines. All right, where are you, stinkers? Oh, there you are. They're all over there, and I don't want them to move this way if I can help it. Anything else coming this direction? Still got the music. So something's still heading it this way. There you are. Okay, they're gone. Okay. I'm thinking a nice view would be like over these rocks, because if we go from here, yeah. So why don't we put it here? This kind of puts us central to the base. Yeah, I like that idea. Let's go ahead and get off this cliff here. And we're going to go ahead and throw ourselves into... Oh, and a pressurizer is another kind of thing. Right, okay. It's another kind of fabricator, essentially. All right, let's see. Habitat. Oh, we need a core first. I don't have a meteor. Let's go get a meteor. We kind of have to deal with that, too. Oh, there's a drone here. Drone wreckage.
Gotcha.
Okay. Okay, good. Meteorite heart. Okay. Go ahead and get a large habitat built. Building's colliding with drone. Building is not built outside of base core. Ah. Okay. I gotta put the core somewhere. And we're probably gonna have to do multiple cores in this area because we're so stretched out. However, if we do there, that covers a good chunk of the area. A little further up to not be messing with the rocks. Yeah, that gets us a good place. Yeah, we're gonna need to do another one up there. One over there. We don't go quite far enough. And one over there. Yeah, we're gonna need to have a handful of cores. But that means that we have some overlap. So we'll have some heat dissipation sharing between all of them. Let's then go ahead and make our habitat. Uh-oh. Hang on. Hey. Back off.
Reloading. Changing mags.
Yep. That was part of my concern, is that we were going to have to deal with more of that stuff. All right. So once we get a habitat in place, we need to hook up a couple things to get turret defenses up so we are not getting attacked with our pants down, essentially. Okay, habitat. Okay, what are we thinking? Ah, that's pretty good, actually. How's that sitting? Kind of central to the rock. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Where are you coming from, you stinkers? Oy. Here, we'll stay up here for the time being while we get this sorted. Though, we're gonna have that big chunky rock in the way. Bit tight. How's that? Ah, we're gonna have chunky rock no matter where we go. We're gonna be up a level, essentially. That actually is underneath the ground, as is that one. So we could scoot this further this direction. Keep it off from the edge there. Yeah, I think that works. Okay. Our power resources. Unfortunately, we can't do too far out that direction for power because otherwise we'll have problems. We'll probably do localized power in each of the resource areas. It's probably what I'll do now. Rather than a big bank of power, we'll do separate units of power. that we'll add to as we need. Let's see. We need an airlock. You little things are just everywhere, aren't you? My gosh. Let me see. Yeah, let's just build an airlock. I'll work. And some stairs. Go ahead and put a right there as well. I really gotta get a couple turrets down. Otherwise, we're just gonna have problems. We'll need to do probably 2 turrets on there, and maybe one attached to this building as well. We'll have to see. Let's see. Yeah, let's fix that. Platform attached there, and then a one there. I'll go ahead and put a couple turrets up. We'll just need to put ammo in them. We'll figure that out in a second. Okay, so that's enough room for that. And then enough room to put one here. Okay. Now, they don't have any ammo in them, but that's beside the point. We'll throw on a couple basic things of power, and we'll move them later. Let's see. Power. Starlight obstructed. Darn it. Building is not stable. Starlight obstructed. Have it. Where are you not obstructed? It's obstructed because of this giant mountain, essentially. So yeah, we can't even connect power here particularly easily. Oh, but we could do that, though. Could we? Nope, Starlight obstructed. There we go. We just have to have power for this stuff. Go. We now have 140 going. We're only using 40 at the moment. Okay. You back off. Jeez. Okay. We need to do a cargo receiver. I'm gonna go ahead and put it right. Yeah, that'll do.
Dehydrated.
Nope. Let's see. We have some food stuff that I can just kind of eat my way through. Oh, that one's good. Use that. We'll use that. Works perfect. Let's see. Okay, and then we need to get storage. And I think the normal storage will be fine. For what we're doing, what we're handling at the moment, I think the normal storage works. So, let's go ahead and stick it like that. We get level 2 rails there. Go ahead and get let's go ahead and break this. And do that. Okay, this is going to be I guess I can rename. I can redo the name at some point. This is going to be T5 Factory, and we just connect this up to our ammo depot rifle. Oh, none of that. We want our standard ammo to get pulled. And we should have our ammo relatively soon. Okay, this is a huge room. We probably want to have 2 airlocks, all things considered. Actually, you know what? We'll worry about this once we get our ammo situation handled. Says it's currently in use. I think things are loading up there. Pretty sure I have everything hooked up to the depot, so it should just load like normal. I'm hoping that's the case. Go ahead and throw platforms on the outside here. Buildings colliding with the oh, for Pete's sakes. Okay. And then we want to have a zipline connect here. And this will run ourselves back that direction. Yeah, it shows that it's not coming. And that concerns me. Because if I have to go back to the depot every time I hook up to a new area, that's going to be relatively annoying. Well, we'll figure it out as we go along. Building something, building something, blah. Building's too long. Okay. That is as long as we can go. What is it colliding with? It should not be colliding with anything. The building's too long. Building's colliding with something. Aha! Ah. There we go. Second. How's that look? Go up 1. Building is too long. Building is too long. Let's raise ourselves to this outcropping here. Building's too long. So we take you to there. So we're kind of going, well, yeah, we'll have to go make sure that we're up high enough that we're not messing with any of that. Works. How far can we send this? Too long. So if we go up, like so. Oh, wonderful. Just like that. And then this. Building's too long. Oh, we're also going to get rid of that line, though. No. That's my helium line. Never mind. Yeah, that should do. We should be able to go across here. We'll do that. Whee! And then we can do a there. Like that. And we're all attached up. Good. That's right. We need to go and head back to our ammo depot. I hope this isn't a problem. Having pretty continuously. If that is the case, it actually won't be as bad once we get teleporters, because I can just hop back and forth. But the fact that I even have that problem is concerning. Though, now that we hook that up, let's check to make sure that this this travel will be okay. I try to account for my character's height and everything, make sure they didn't hit anything. So run that way to get to that facility, but you run over here to get to this one. Get to the next area. There we go. Good. Looks like we're gonna make it over here just fine. Stop myself before we continue too much further, so I can get these platforms on. Okay, have we seen any? We have seen nothing show up. Okay, I'm gonna have to go do the thing. I wonder if I have to connect specifically from the cargo delivery section rather than the receiver. We have no recipes here. Can we make the electronics? Here or no? In fact, do we actually want to do that? Because we have this all set up as is. I think we'll be fine. It looks like it's filled out all of our stuff. Oh, let's grab some of this chemical.
Gotcha.
We have more going there. Boop, boop, boop. There we go.
Ruptura activity detected.
Oh, lovely.
I recommend finding a safe place.
While I'm here, I also want to take a look and see if there's any resources from the base ones here, these setups, that we can then throw into research points. We can throw into research stuff. Something close. We're okay. Let's see. So the furnace, we need new stuff. All new stuff for the furnace. So don't look in the furnace anymore. The Mega Press. For the most part, it's all new stuff. It looks like reinforced housing is also here. Yeah, because we do the titanium housing. That's liquid helium, which is even further along. Oh, we have the pressurizer as well.
Ruptura's eruption has started.
Okay, we're going to have to more or less run back as soon as we can.
Has started.
Um,
Warning. The planet is being incinerated.
because we have to build the sulfur stuff while the stuff is out. Once it's safe, I'm going to lower the temperature and we're going to just hustle, hustle, hustle. Let's see, to make our pressure, our sulfur extractors, we're going to need, more of the intermediate. How much do I have on? 1,000? Yeah, we're going to need to have more. We're going to have a bunch more thing, so.
Planetary temperature returning to normal.
So we need the... Oh, the housing's in a different area entirely. Oh, such a long trip. I guess what, well, yeah, we probably will have to run back out here again to get the, to get other stuff going, because we only have so much of the intermediate building materials, and this also builds our intermediate stuff, so. Yeah. Ammo, medium, basic, shotgun, Heavy. Right. Rifles here at the end. Ah, that's why. You actually have to tell it to get the stuff you've put to it. Okay. That's how that's working. It says it still has no connection, but now I know the difference. Okay. So there's 2 steps to it. You have to tell it what you're hooking up to it. Okay. I did not know that was the case. I'm a little surprised. Ah, because that's going to pull out everything from the... I gotcha. Fills up, but it has no connection other than that one. Okay. Okay, now it's properly set up. Okay, good. So now we shouldn't have the issues. We shouldn't have any issues with it now. We'll get the rifles out there. We'll get the ammo out there. We'll set up some turrets, and yeah, we'll be kind of prep our way up. Oh, yeah, and we also need to get the sulfur, the pressurizers built. So, or the sulfur extractors. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna need to get kind of a consensus on how each of the sulfur extractors sit. So we can have all of them bring their stuff along. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting because you get corrosive damage when you go into the sulfur. But do buildings get affected by that? Because that would be the first time that I've seen buildings get affected by it. I don't know. We're just gonna have to see. Yeah, the best way to get out there is this way. We have to finish building this stuff before the planet regenerates. Before we get back to regenerative state. Clock sticking. I don't know how long you have, but maybe it's 5 minutes or something like that. Maybe. Thankfully, this stuff can be connected to this core when we do it. Now, how much of this stuff is around here? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A lot. Wow. Okay. We'll not throw all of this here. We'll grab some of it, but not all of it. Okay. Let's see. There, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for later on that we can grab. I think that'll be fine. Let's see. We need to grab the multi-rail. And then a and then going into a try into another try. All right. Let's see. Okay. There. Building's colliding with something. What? What's it colliding with? Go ahead and do that. And that. Those will connect to this. And all those will link into this. Okay. Meaning that we're going to need to have a way to get down here, I think. Well, we might not have to worry about checking on it. So I do wonder, we will have to check on these because I don't know if the sulfur makes it so that we only have a limited time to like gather resources, or if it actually is you can only set things up when they're off, but they're good otherwise.
Great.
We're gonna have to see. And there was the drone that's up here up on the hill. Let's go ahead and grab that. Good. Good. Okay. If I can make it happen, I want to put a core that will cover the titanium and the helium here. So we don't have to worry about that nearly as much. We have 2 or 3 meteors here. That's actually really nice. Star tiers, thank you. Oh, yeah, we want to grab all this oxalot.
I need to survive.
Put this into our research.
Acquired.
Okay. Good. There we go. Okay. So now we should have ammo. Going right here and blowing in.
Aurora is in its stable stage. The climate of Arcadia is returning to normal.
Go ahead and grab those eggs. Lovely, lovely. Okay, let's go ahead and just grab the whole stack. So we're going to fill these suckers up to the brim. Actually, you know what? We need to split that. Give me half. I'll survive off of the... Okay. 100 or 50? Yeah, that works fine. That works fine. I'll survive off my machine gun for the time being while we get more ammo. Okay, now that we're here, let's go ahead and we need to get some resources thrown in here, like building stuff, like building things. So let's see. I kind of want to set things up a little bit more logically than I have. In terms of the corporate terminal, go ahead and throw a terminal on either side. Let's go ahead and throw a airlock here. So we can get in and out either door. Let's see. Stuff that I don't use very often. Let's put the regeneration chamber. That there will be fine. In a corner is just as adaptable. Let's see. We want to put the basic, and then we'll put the LEM station up opposite that. I want the analyzing station right next to. Oh no, let's see, because I need to have the recipe station needs to be in a foremost area, but it needs to be also close enough to a bunch of other stuff. Because we need it next to the food station because eventually make stuff there. We need it next to the recycler because of that. Let's do this instead. We'll make you central because you I look at probably the most. So, let's see. Recipe station, across from LEM. We're going to go ahead and do our food station, and then the recycler, and then the printer there. We'll do an equipment upgrades. LEM. We're going to need a thing of storage. Go ahead and throw that in here, I guess. That works. Have I missed anything? Analyzing station. Yes. We'll put that on the other side here. Go ahead and throw in. It's a nasty that we have. Recipe station. Okay, that's done. And we seemingly have a bunch of food stuff that's kind of in this area, which is nice. Let's go ahead and do that. So there's several things that we can get right here, which is really nice. Let's see, what else can we throw in here? Polyfruit we can throw in. We're getting closer to being able to make better stuff, food-wise. Yeah, we have a little bit of everything kind of in this area. So there's oxlop out here. There's aquabulb. There's the hydrobulbs. There's a little bit of the polyfruit. There's pricklers over there. There's plants there. We get the oxlop from here. We can run to get prism herbs. We're actually pretty good, all things considered. Let me see. Let me go ahead and throw another set of platforms along this edge. Like so. Okay. Now we've got everything up. We potentially will need to get some more power running. We're not going to worry about it for now. Okay. So I think it delivers a total of 20 units each or something. I can't remember.
I can use this.
Showing up fairly quickly, which is great. Okay, so we're going to throw some more into here with you. Because I just want these things stuffed to the brim with ammo. I want them looking like the portal turret, the turret bots that they just stuff so much, like just shoot the whole bullet, casing it all. Okay, awesome. That one's full. That one's full. That one's actually not full, but yeah, you know what I mean. Let's see. So, the sulfur's now going. We need to go check on that. And yeah, we are going to need to have some, yeah, we're going to need to have some zip lines set up here. For us to kind of go everywhere that we need to. So we'll make this a zip line. Okay. Working on making some obvious little fixes here. And all the weird... this whole thing is floating. That's weird. This is going to stay here for the foreseeable future. We're probably going to have to add a couple more things on top of it to have access to everything that we kind of need for this. So, let's see. Right. We need to do... Oh, we do not have any more of the... Never mind. We are completely out of the basic building, which is annoying. So we're gonna have to set up a couple more cargo things. So I need the basic building stuff. I need the, yeah. So let's see. So we need a cargo receiver. Let's do another storage thing. We can't do a... Oh, we can't do a normal storage, but doing a bigger one won't hurt. Building's not stable. Ah! Stupid drone. Reattached itself to me. Back on. There we go. Okay. Let's try this again. That was annoying. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Okay. Works. That works. And then we need the other cargo receiver here. And we will reformat the stuff at some point. Just for the time being, this is what we want to have set up. Let's see. Can I get... just enough to do this. Okay. I need the basic building ammo, the basic building, and the intermediate building. Okay. Connecting here. We're connecting to our ammo mats. The connection created. And our basic building created. These are not powered at the moment, though, so I have to do that as well. And I'm gonna laugh if I don't have enough power to actually run these suckers. I do not. Okay. No need to panic. No need to panic. Okay. How much is needed? That's weird. It says it only uses 85, but I've connected up to the... Have I not connected to the system? That's odd. You know what? We can do recycling stuff, and that will give us some basics. Better than nothing. There we go. 153. Good.
Dehydrated.
Let's see.
Nice.
There we go. Now let me see. If I... build up from there... Here. We step out one. We then go down by stairs. And then... Aha, now we're properly connected. And nope, still not enough. What do you want? Okay, you just want 35 more. That's not bad. It's not bad. We can work with that. Starlight obstruct. Oh, I hate that. Not enough resources still? Oh, how close am I? Ah, I'm off by 5. That's annoying. Oh, do you know what? I have a bunch of stuff from the other base that I had in storage. Let's go ahead and grab some of that. Oh, and we also had more materials over there, so we can just do that too. I can go ahead and get rid of those little ones and put up a big one instead, and it'll work. Okay. Because while I don't have enough power, I don't have fences. It's kind of annoying. All right. Now... Yeah, this stuff can't show up here because it's not... Right. Okay. That is an interesting quandary. How do I make that work? We'll worry about that in a second. Or we'll worry about that another time. Let's see. Did I have anything else over here that I needed to grab to throw in here for research purposes? A couple more things of chemicals. Stacks of chemicals. There we go. Go. I get the super magnet built. More of the helium. Okay. And there we go. Powered back on. We should have stuff getting sent back here again. Wonderful. Okay. So now we have what we need, more or less. I'm going to go ahead and do another platform here. Make this an extra big, long staircase down. Like that. Go ahead and do safety railings there so we don't just run right off. Okay, now we're getting materials pulled in. Awesome. Okay. We're gonna need to figure out our setup for the next areas, as well as zip lines and stuff to get us out there. That's right, I had set this up. Let's change this. Actually, let's go ahead and put them off of this edge instead. Wider edge, a little closer. Makes a little bit better sense. Okay, so I'm gonna do a zip line. This zip line is going to run to the titanium. I think so. I'm gonna have one over here that's gonna run us out to the... It's gonna run us to the calcium when we get that direction. We need one for the sulfur. Let's see, what do we do? I need essentially... I need 3 at the moment, probably a 4th at some point. I think we just need the 3 right now. Let's see. We'll go ahead and attach this one. Okay. So let's go ahead and start getting our zip line set up to self-handled. Building these too long. So stick it right. Like that. That works. There. Okay. How do we want to handle this? I guess if we take this from here. Building is too long. Unwritable. That works. And then we can put ourselves like right here or something like that. We'll find this. Let's see. Put ourselves right down to here. Let's go ahead and put a platform around this. Safety railing. Actually, what? That safety railing is not important. This one is. It catches me. Yeah, that works. That works that works just dandy. All right, so, oh, the corrosion isn't crazy loose. Ah, well, that's good to know. So if you cap these, the sulfur isn't around anymore. So, yeah, that makes more sense because we've essentially capped these, so the mist can't get out there. Okay, I got you. So you can only build after a rupture, but once you put a cap on them, they're good. Okay, that's nice. Okay, now let's go all the way up here. Need to grab our 2-point rails. We're gonna go ahead and yoink these all the way up here. Like so. Let's go ahead and put it like right there or something. and we'll eventually get back to those. Good. Ah! I need platforms there. Otherwise, I am just going to go flying off. Just fine. All right. Let's see. We need to run up there to the titanium. But we should probably go after these meteors out here. Get some meteor hearts to set things up. Let's go ahead and throw some stairs on here. Just so we can get back up here without too much difficulty. Alright. We'll then work our way back to... There's 1, 2, 3. Missing. There's 1. There we go. We're most likely going to have to put stuff along these cliffs to keep the nasties out. Oh, I have no more ammo because I fed it all to the turrets. That's why. Okay. All right, Zach. You have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow for more of this. See another one of these. Where is it? I think it's on top, but I don't know where. Go ahead and just do that. That'll be the easiest thing to do. Okay. Good. So got some here. Got this drone already. Good.
I need to survive.
Okay, so there's quite a bit of titanium up here that could be split between stuff for like this next area. Let's just kind of take a look, just kind of a peekaboo over the edge. Hello. Yeah, jump right onto the lip of the thing so I can shoot you as soon as you show up. There's actually several of you. Ow.
Reloading.
Okay, so over here. Yeah, so it's looked like it's kind of split at the moment. Yeah. So I mean, theoretically, for this next area, I don't need to grab any of these resources. I could just bring stuff in through cargo stuff. Here, let's set something up so that I can come back here with relative ease. And we'll set up a core here as well to cover this area and overlap a little bit more. So, because we will need to have it here for the helium and things. Let's see. Okay, now. Going upwards. Yeah, we kind of want to... So, the sulfur is currently handled by that core. And... yeah, we kind of want to cover up this area. That will cover... if I did, like, right there, yeah. That covers mountaintop. Let's go ahead and drop ourselves down a little bit. If I go like there, that covers this area and the hills. Overlaps that. Yeah, I'm willing to do that. I think that works fine. That kind of covers what we need. And don't really need to do a whole lot else. Okay, so we do need to take ourselves back down the hill by... oh yeah, I forgot that I got in the level 3 rails. We need to go by the zip line. I'll get off that edge for a second here. So we go there. Put ourselves here, I guess. We will then work on getting... well, we'll put power up in a minute. So that's set up. We are going to need to put a turret somewhere relatively close. We'll put it right off the edge here. So it's really easy to get to. Let's go ahead and throw a thing of power here. Because I don't think I'm going to need to have all the space. So if I throw power here... another building, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so can't go one back, but I can go one there. Okay. And then if I lift one, put one like there, maybe? So we're just kind of working our way off the cliff there. Let's see. Okay, so that's now powered. Yeah. We need to get some, stuff in here. Get some ammo in here. Okay, so. here. On to the next spot. Furthest we can take it. If we... There. How's that? Nice big vertical climb. Right onto a rock point. That's colliding with something. What are you colliding with, you silly thing? Go there. Actually, I wonder if that turret's actually in a good spot. Because... the enemy's going to be all along here. And they're not going to necessarily want to go up here. They're going to want to come attack this stuff. No, but they'll probably go up there because that's core and power and stuff like that. So, as far as I know, they really just don't attack the zipline stuff. So, kind of leave it alone. So I think we're okay. Building is too long. We can go ahead and put stuff like there. Here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have this come up. Oh, building's too long. Ooh. If we have it come up high, like that. And have it stay kind of high. We can take tracks under. We can send stuff underneath, which I'm okay with. Okay, we're hooked up.
I'm detecting increased Ruptura activity. Prepare for a wave.
Wonderful. Okay, so things are set up. Got the power going. Excellent. Okay. The compounder does all kinds of stuff. Okay, so good to know. Hey.
Raptura's core is unstable. Head to safety immediately. Extreme temperature attained.
Oh, you can do Volper meat? Oh. That's a little sad. I don't wanna kill Volpers. Too cute. Now, if we could do something like cooking vermin, that would be a different story. I would happily kill vermin and eat them. That's just not putting things to waste.
Planetary temperature within acceptable parameters.
Okay. I'm thinking of moving these, and having our storage here. Kind of what I'm thinking. Oh, everything's built off of that? Oh, well, that stinks. There we go. I thought I turned you off. I did turn you off. Why? Bye. Bye, 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 bye. I know. I know. Let's see. We do storage. Okay. That is a lot of that building. My gosh. I think that'll be fine. We now have a connection here to the ammo mats. Okay. T5. Need mats. T5 basic mats. All right. Okay.
Acquired.
Good enough. Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's just what I need.
You can get 29 oxalops from this particular spot. Nice to know. Okay, let me go grab another stack of bullets. Okay, that's full enough for the turret up there. So let's go ahead and go back this way and load that turret up so we have some defenses for this area. One, two, three. There we go. Temperature. All right. Oh, I clipped that. Well, that won't do. No, that won't do. Let's see. Here, if we can do... that works. I kind of wish I could see the range of the turrets, because I don't know if it's going to be... if this is going to be sufficient to defend this core and these power sources. They're not necessarily hooked up to anything, but I just don't know how it's going to go down. So there's...
Ruptura status, stable. Arcadia status, stable.
all right. I think what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and get rid of this one. And we're just going to reconnect this one to here instead. Okay. So, we're good for the moment. Good to see. And we'll actually attach a zip line here, probably. I probably will do it here. And this will go off to the calcium area. Okay, so we've made some progress here. What do we do next?
Dehydrated.
Let me see.
Arcadia 7 has finished regenerating.
Tasty.
Okay, we need a way to get over there for the helium. I don't think there's much else that we're gonna do here. Let's see. Do that for the time being. I'm gonna move this to the other side. Well, and I'm also thinking of making a small change, because if we made it so then there was a... can do this instead, which is a there and there. Let's have it go back in here, and we make a new airlock. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they're kind of eh. That works a little better. Can get out one side versus the other. I think that works fine. Just fine. Let's see. And then we can kind of divide these by how important they are. Let's see. Go ahead and do a generation pod. Tap that. Go over to our LEMS station, which is over here. It's this wall. And stuff there. Other side has our stuff. Crafting and research and stuff like that. So let's see. Let's do recipe there. Food there. Recycling. Recycler there. Analysis. We do our crafter over here. We need to have our development station. Okay, so let's see. Did that, and that, okay. And then we can put our storage somewhere. Put it over here. Let's see. We'll throw you in there. We'll throw a lot of this in here. We're gonna have a lot of this, which I'm perfectly fine with having. Let's go ahead and throw the store. Let's throw that ammo in there. I think that's okay for now. Let's see. Okay, so for when I need that stuff, I have it. Now, in terms of things that we need to start sending in, this, okay, that either needs the goethite or the hardening agent, which I don't have yet. The impeller, which I can make, but I need to set things up. Electronics, nozzle or chemicals, and the hardening agent or the super magnet. Looking at our stuff here, so we have to start making the new stuff. We need to kind of start setting up our lines on how to make some of this stuff. Let's go. We can get more helium. Yes, and then we just need to start making some of this stuff. In terms of that, I think what I need to do is I need to head back to the other station and figure out some sort of a way to get because not all the tier 3 stuff is currently being handled in terms of being built. I need to remedy that, because that stuff is going to be getting sent onward to the next area. So kind of need to have things set up in such a way that we can do that. Yeah, I think the heli can go stay where it is. I think we need to change up the rails here so it's even faster along here. Because even that's a bit of a trip. We'll see. We still have our stuff here, but we can get rid of this. This is not nearly as important. So let's go ahead and start removing these. I don't have enough room. I'm aware I don't have enough. All right. Let's see. And a lot of this was not connected anymore to the facility. Okay. Let me think. If I do... Basic rails. If I do basic rail of some sort, that would do fine. Because it can conduct electricity, which is the main concern. Boom, 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 boom. Boop, 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 boop. Keep goofing things up. Gosh, darn it. All right. Okay, we do a singular small rail. And we bring this over to here. And it reconnects the system. Okay. Here, it's going to be easier if I grab onto the zip line and run on over. Though I wonder if I should keep this here because I will at some point have to bring up the defensive turrets and set them up here. And I can bring them back up at that point. I don't think it's going to be nearly as crucial. That's easy enough to remake and set up again. So. That'll be fine. Yep, just like that. Just like that. Uh-huh. Okay. There's some basic building materials. Okay. Yoink. Okay, that works fine. Yes. We'll leave that stuff there for the time being. I think that'll be all. Let's run back in. Find that big thing of storage. let's see. Let's go ahead and take the... Recycler. Can we change these? Because the food station actually takes up more space in a way. Back out here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put out the platforms here just to fill the space out and make it so I can kind of walk around the beach. Something. Let's see. Is that going to... Yep, that's going to block. So these will have to stay exposed, but yes. Okay, so I can grab another 200 for the time being.
Let's see.
I need to grab a split. Okay, we now have nozzles available to us. Oh, and then I have a couple of splits. I just need 2 of them. Thank you very much. Oh, did I not grab them? Oh, there they are. How's it? Hanging now. Again. Okay, let's see. Okay, so gotta remember that I have a bunch of the basic building back at this base. Yeah, I think we're good otherwise. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and break down the stabilizers I have here. No point in, oh, and then go ahead and throw these in here as well. our basic. And let's back up to where we need. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. That works. Okay. So, at the moment, we actually don't have any way to get this stuff, have stuff get back over here. So, the question becomes, can we put it into here and have it work like I'm hoping it will? That's a good question. I have to rebuild this whole thing. Okay. Let's see. If I grab a rail connector, like this, raise it up, up, place it in. Actually, before we build more of that, let's make sure this even works. Because there's a chance that it might not. Let's see. We need to have this. And then we need to have a... two. Come out here. This. That. Attach it back into here. I think that will work. Oh, that's the wrong one I need to have in there, though. Whoops. Hang on. I know. They're gonna panic. They're gonna freak out. They're not gonna go. It's like, where's the line? I've made the jokes before. I know. All right. And there we go. Now they're filling back up. That's what I care about. It's making sure that these can refill how they need to. They can continue onward. All of that. So, once we take this, and we remove this, and this, that takes its own kind of little thing there. Go ahead and build our zip line. Okay. Good. Okay, so now we're getting stuff refilling again. I really do appreciate it. All right, good. Okay, good. We now got that set up. I'm thinking we won't bother bringing the helium over to the new area because I could just send helium over from the couple of resource points that we have. So we're not going to bother with that. Let me see. First needs all new stuff. The Mega Press needs a handful of things. Here, let's go and grab a couple things of the housing. Two, three, four. I only need 4 at the moment. Mostly doesn't like goofy numbers when inputting systems. Oop, 200. There we go. Once that refills, we can make that and get that going. Yeah, so I think we're actually going to be building more things. Let me take a quick look at the recipe thing and see. So we got the electronics. So let me get the turbine. Don't know where that's going to be. But some of the stuff that we need to build as well. So the inductors and things like that. So the inductors are part of it. The turbine, the impellers. You can make the impellers. Do they go into anything else? Makes the turbine and also goes into the pumps. The pump, valve, turbine, and impeller. Okay, so we're actually making impellers as well. So we need to add impeller. Yeah, resource, all, impeller. Oh, impellers are level 6 stuff. Interesting. Okay, it's tier 6. Okay, so some of the stuff that we're actually making is tier 6. So the impellers are tier 6, the nozzles are tier 6, sulfur ore is tier 6. Huh, okay. It feels like we're actually going making a tier 5 and 6 factory then, if that's the case. Yes. Yeah, curious. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because if we can take a lot of the tier 5 stuff and just send it to tier 6, I think we're good. That just means that we're making a lot more stuff than I was expecting. Yeah, that's going to take a lot. That's going to take a little bit more ingenuity than I was expecting. Well, it also makes sense though, because we have some of the stuff is not ingredients necessarily. Some of it is just yeah. So we're adding essentially 3 new resources. So we're getting sulfur, we're getting sulfuric acid, and we're getting pressurized helium, which is from the extractors and from the helium extractors, sulfur extractors, and pressurizers. That's all stuff. That's all kind of new resources. Because I don't take because yeah, it's not the same stuff. Yeah, so sulfur is completely new, and that's going into that's two things. So they can kind of be on their own, I guess. Yeah, if I have them set up as their own thing, their own resource, and kind of have it off to the side in terms of the storage, and then that's 9 things that we're making essentially. Well, let's see. We're doing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're making 9 things. So that's not nearly as bad. So, we can't really do much more in this area because it is very much just full. The only thing we can do left is send some of the stuff along by cargo drone. But I'm wondering if I even want to do that if I'm going to be making new machines that can make stuff even faster than this. Because we're eventually going to unlock all of the... What left do we need to do to get the level 2 furnaces? We need to make the hardening agent and and put in the sulfuric acid and making the applicators and stuff. So that's not nearly as bad. Yeah, that very much is a question of what do we take from here and send along? See, so there's helium here. So we could take helium from both locations, essentially, and bring them along here. And we do have space to kind of throw things over here. In fact, I might want to move these and put them kind of up on this cliffside here, along with our other storage stuff, and just have access to here. Because we're not going to be able to put power stuff over there. It's, the starlight's blocked out. Yeah, starlight obstructed. Starlight obstructed. Yeah, we can't put anything... We can't put anything power-related over here, so we might as well fill up the space with other stuff. Yeah, I think we should do that. So we have a... thank you. Let's see. Do. Let me think. Because we need to have 3 things here for the unloading. I don't want to build much more because we have Vulpur eggs here and polyfruit. I kind of want to keep that stuff here for us to harvest. Yeah, that's the trick right now. Yeah, this is going to take a little bit of thinking to figure this out for the most part. But I think what we can do is we can go over here and we can start putting up some machines. Now, eventually, we will not have to worry about... We won't have to worry about using solar panels. We'll eventually get wind turbines,
Need to survive.
which are even better. You know, and then I think it goes to chemical generators or something, which like takes stuff from the air. I don't know how that works, but we won't have to deal with nearly as much problems. Let's see. We need our helium generators. Ah, it's out of the base core area. Oh, that's annoying. So we actually need to move our core. That's okay. Yeah, we'll just move our core. Give me that. And what we can do is we'll just move the turrets to the edges of the buildings here, and those will be fine. Let's go ahead and build. Let's build a couple new turrets, so we're not filling our resources like crazy. Let's go ahead and remove these. Turret's going to power down. New turret comes in. That. Another one here. Like that. That'll be fine for the time being. Let's go ahead and build a platform here.
Oh, gotcha.
Take those. And then rebuild that. Deconstruct that. There we go. I'll do that. Run over to this other one. Okay. Now we need to move this core. And everything goes down because the core is out. Core. Base core. We move you over here. Ah, yes. Now, we're in range there. That works. That covers practically everything there. Okay, good. We probably will have to put a turret over here as well. Because if the core goes down, everything's screwed. Essentially. So let's do that as well. Another turret. Right. We'll put it on this side, I think. And we'll raise it up. So it'll be... Let's see. Want it pointing out. Let's put it here. Like that. And then do platform. Let's do stairs. Can't do stairs. Need to do a platform. Coming.
Gotcha.
Let's go ahead and... Oh! Gosh. How in the world did it get all the way over here? It shouldn't have gotten all that way. There we go. Okay. Okay, that's full. That's set to shoot. Wonderful. Okay. So that should be sufficient defense for kind of this area. I'm hoping. We can always bring more stuff over if necessary.
Ruptura activity detected.
Oh, lovely.
I recommend finding a safe place.
Okay. Well, welcome back, Liz. It's good to see you. We're going to be finishing up the stream here in 20 so minutes, or 15 to 20 minutes here. But we're getting ourselves all set up with everything that we're doing at the moment. Let's see. Did I get enough ammo for these? Okay, that one's full up. That one has nothing. Take another thing of bullets.
Great.
Oh. Oh, that's right. I forgot. You are over in Europe. Why? Why'd you only sleep for only 2 hours? Were you need to get distracted? Did something wake you up? Why? Not good for you. It's not good for you, girl. I get a lot more sleep. All right. Now, let's see. So we need to have the ore for that, which gets a compounder, and that makes a bunch of stuff. Yeah, we get quartz, but we eventually get the laser drill and the pyroforge, which makes stuff, which is essentially a new tier of things to be built out. Oh, fair enough. Okay, that's ore as well. That's nozzle. No, I've not made a Discord server.
Ruptura's eruption has started. Prepare.
I'm sure I will at some point. Just
Star rupture has started.
it's just not a priority right now. So
Warning. The planet is being incinerated.
let's see. I forgot I don't have anything in the way of U-ports. No, not at all. Not at all. It's not that I'm opposed necessarily, but that's just another thing on my plate to handle. And while I do want to have it at some point, just for how many people watch me currently, that I know about, the Discord would be extremely bare bones. It would be very simple, and it's more stuff I have to learn how to like set up, like how to give people roles and moderation, setting up bots to do stuff like that. I don't know how to do any of that. And for the handful of people, and here's another thing, is that there are a lot of people who come in. Well, there's only been a handful, but it's happened more recently, of people who come in and say, "Hey, do you have a Discord?" I look at their Twitch profile, and it's really new. Not so new that I know it's a bot, but new enough that I'm concerned it's somebody trying to get around auto moderation stuff. And they say, "Hey, do you have a Discord? I'd like to be in the Discord." All I know is that they're going to potentially go into the Discord and just spam like crazy. It's just another, yeah, it's just, like I said, there's a whole nother set of things like that. And I just, at the moment, I don't feel any need to do any of it, because the only thing that really would help with the Discord, maybe, is having a thing that says, "Hey, I'm now live." You know, it would be kind of alert to people saying, "Hey, I'm live," when I already kind of have a schedule that I have set up of like, here's what I'm doing.
I need to survive. Acquired.
Nowadays, when I look at stuff, I have to take a look. I look at when I try and implementing or building something. I have to look at, okay, for the effort I'm going to be putting into it, am I going to be getting an appreciative amount of results back out of the work? That's kind of my thinking these days. Because in the past I have done incredible amounts of work on stuff, and then it doesn't really do much. I don't get much benefit out of it, so it feels like a waste of time. Anyway, at some point we will get around to making a Discord server, and I don't know, that'll be a place of like people able to go in and say like doing streaming, yeah, and talking with people often, you know, like if there's certain games that people are into, I mean, I would do something like talking with people who play Elite Dangerous, because I've run into several people who play that and have jumped on my streams and have watched and have been interested, you know. It's just a whole nother bit that I have not, that is not a priority as of right now, because I don't know how long this streaming thing's really going to go because of how the economy and the job market and everything like that. At some point, I'm probably going to be able to get a job, and then, oh yeah, there's also movie nights. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Movie nights or TV shows or stuff like that. Yeah. I guess the main thing that I would be having is that there would be places to chat for a community. There would be places to discuss for certain games, to meet up for multiplayer nights or for certain events. There could be movie nights, but I'm not sure how the movie nights thing would necessarily would work. I assume that's just through like a screen share or something like that, because I don't know. I know of Discords that, yeah. Okay, I was gonna do something. What was it? Oh, I think I was gonna build a couple things. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. I was going to put the oxalot into the research. I'm gonna go in here. Okay, we're getting closer there. Let me think. Oh yeah, something like that could be kind of fun. There is Ignitium just sitting right there. I'm gonna go grab it. See, where did I put the storage? Oh, there it is. Okay. Good. So, we can now build a couple of these things up. Community competitions could be kind of fun. Yeah, stuff like that could be kind of interesting. And I wouldn't necessarily be against having a place where people can post like people who also stream, who are followers and stuff like that. I would probably have to set a rules like you can only post it here, and you can only do it if you've been a follower for so long or something like that. Yeah. Let's see. helium extractions. Actually, let's not build that goofy. Let's just build it normal. Like that. I don't even know where I'm going to take this. It's right here. Oh, true. Yeah. Well, and then there's also the thing of, like, there's also the thing of members. You can get to a members-only Discord thing, which would potentially, which could potentially tell people, like, hey, there's if you drop a sub or something like that, you get access to Discord. All right. Actually, let's fill this out by 1. Oh, yeah, there's a thought. I mean, I give VIP to people either I know in real life or people who are pretty regular to the channel. This is how I give out my VIPs as of right now. Okay, so looking back at the map, I think I have to look at potential ratios here, because if we make things, because I don't necessarily want to start from scratch again, because that's annoying as heck, but the catch is that I'd be using a lot more of the machines to... Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, at least. Yeah, I think that would be a smart idea. Because I actually have quite a bit of room, and if I build up like micro factories that build the stuff and then send it over here to the main factory where it's all assembled, that might not be as bad. The problem is that because I have these level 2 stuff, I'm kind of wondering if I should bother doing that. Because these are also bigger machines, meaning that they take up more space. I'm gonna have to think about it. Yeah, true. Oh, but I think some of these recipes... Yeah, okay. So, for the last couple minutes here, let's take a look at some of the bigger machines and see what recipes look like, because I might not even be able to use these. So I think I was looking at the furnace. The furnace did goofy stuff. So let's see here. So, if we did this... Okay. Just a thought. Certainly food for thought. Yeah, thank you for the suggestion. That might be an interesting idea. Okay, so the tube... Not viable. Not viable, because I don't have ingots yet. I could do the stator, which I think I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to do the rotor. So I think everything but the tube is a viable option at the moment. So everything else can be made quickly. It makes out of 4... Yeah, it's just going to make things faster. Typical.
The Raptura is in its stable stage. The climate of Arcadia is...
The Mega Press. So it can make the impeller... Oh, gosh, it needs several things. Oh, gosh. The nozzle needs a couple different things. Valve and turbine and... stuff. And then we're getting into the tier 7 stuff. And see, and then I'm going to get a new furnace when I unlock all the next gen stuff. So, well, I'm also going to be getting a new ore excavator, which can dig things up even faster. So it's not going to take the same amount of time. Okay. Well, there's some thoughts there. There's some... It's going to take a little bit of thought of figuring out what we do here. Let's see, how's our power reserves at the moment? 280. Yeah, I certainly need to think about that. That's a lot to think about. Not in a bad way. Hang on a second. Habitat. There it goes. Shooting at the nasties. So. No. It's a good idea. I just, like I said, it's not high on the priority list right now. So. But it is something to think about. It is something to put in mind and ponder about and reflect and see kind of where I can get with that. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, so if I end up making more of this, it's probably, let's see, because as of right now, to finish up the furnace recipes, last recipe, there's 2 recipes I have to do. I have to do the hardening agent and the super magnet. One can be done if I just can get the sulfuric acid over here, which just is putting it through a pressurizer and we're done, essentially. So we can certainly get that going because I need to throw that in for a few things. So let's go ahead and run over to the... It is this way. Let's run over to that sulfur line and get something set up so the sulfur can be harvested and we can continue onward. Let's see. Oh yeah, I try and do it about 9:30 my time, but you know what? Yeah, that's actually a good point. Let's go ahead and stop here, but I will throw out something temporary to at least get the sulfur going, and then we can continue working on this. Oh no, I'm not going anywhere. 9:30 is just the time that I usually stop. Yes. We're gonna need yet another base core to handle here. Give me one. Let me look at this. Where's our lines right now? Okay, so one's there. One's over there. Yeah, we're gonna need another one that sits here, and it's gonna be covering big chunks of the base. And it probably needs to be set right there. Did I have a meteor back in this storage, or was it back in the base over there? This whole area is going to be covered. It needs to be. Storage. Oh, and it doesn't need to be fancy. It's going to be bare bones, like I said. But yeah, I will let you know. I'm going to also try and see what I can find out myself. And if there's anything I if there's anything that I can't figure out, then I would have you help me with that. So yeah, whenever you're able to, that's perfectly fine. Here, let's go ahead and put up this base core, and then I'm gonna call ourselves good for the night. Yeah, let's take both of those. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, thank you. I always try to be kind. Not enough kindness in this world. All right, let's see. Now, Okay, so the core here covers all of that. We're going to need to have another core over there for the calcium. We're not doing that titanium up there. No. I think we'll only have the Wolfram stuff come in via cargo stuff, via cargo receivers. There isn't Wolfram like really really available for us. Readily available. Blech. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Breakups can be very hard. They can be very hard, and they can be very painful. No, you're absolutely welcome.
Survive. Acquired.
So tomorrow I will I don't know, depending on how I'm feeling, I will probably do a Freelancing Further episode tomorrow. And that will be kind of more towards the morning, afternoon. So it'll be closer to evening for you, but oh, hang on. Go back this way. But if you're able to join me then, that would be also fun. It depends. It depends on what we're doing. Let's see. Okay, so that goes out to there. Okay, so essentially, we just don't have anything covering kind of like there. Depends how I feel. Yeah, but probably will, because now we have something else to kind of brainstorm and try and figure out base-wise. I'm hoping not to do the same thing that happened last week or the week before, when I just kind of focused in and did a lot of work in the game, and in only a couple days, it burned me out a bit. So I don't want to have that happen again, because this game is fun. Logistical nightmare. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. If we make the build, we are currently not in a core. We're not covered by a core at the moment. So if we put this there, and if I guess probably right there, that actually would be pretty sufficient to covering up our weak spots. Though maybe... No, I think that's good, because if I go much further than that, I'm going to be just sitting on top of bug spawns, and I kind of don't want that. No, I think that'll be fine. I think that'll work out. Okay, so let's go ahead and set that there. Let's go ahead and get inside, and So I think what we'll do is that if and when we make this stuff... No, nothing in particular. I was just making sure that I kind of covered my bases and stuff like that. So I think, yeah, the next time we get on, whether it's tomorrow night or something like that, we're going to go through and we are probably going to start building up new titanium setups, get new calcium things. This is going to be a little tricky because we're going to have vermin spawning all through here, along these ridges, kind of around here. So we're going to have to set up several turrets, get things set up. But what we'll do is that we'll get titanium set up, and we'll make a small factory here that makes kind of the base, gets us up to what we need with the bigger inventories. We can at least get, or at least we can do kind of like a temporary factory that will start making us the applicators. Because once we do that, then that unlocks a couple things there. We will get the sulfuric acid going, and that will allow us to get some things done. Let's see. Back in here. Let's see. So we need to get for the furnace, we have to do only two things. Yeah, so we have to make applicators. We need to go get the hardening agent, wherever that is. And we need to get sulfuric acid. Once we do that, we can get our level 2 furnace, and we can start kind of laying things out in terms of what we need to build. So, yeah, we will go ahead and do that for the time being. There we go. Man, we've been playing this game for 60 hours. Crazy. Anyway, let's finish up for the night. And who knows? If there's another release or something like that for the game at some point, who knows? It might break my stuff, and we're just kind of screwed. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching. Star Rapture's still kind of fun, but now that we're figuring out that we're going to have to do kind of like level 5 and level 6, kind of in the same area because how some of the ingredients are handled. I don't know. Yeah, I hope I'll be playing tomorrow and doing all that stuff, and I hope you'll be able to join me, Liz. Really do appreciate it. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do a little bit of I'm gonna have to figure this out if I actually want to do level 5 and 6 in the same place or not. I think it's a matter of how heavily we're going to be populating this area, because I actually do not have a humongous chunk of area to do, but we're also not going to need as many machines probably to build everything that we've got going. So anyway, that's the next thing we'll do. Is we'll get sulfuric acid going. We'll get the helium pressurized, and we will work on getting some of the other stuff. And I will need to think of where we could potentially go that could give us the hardening agent, so we can get that stuff done. But yeah, we'll figure that out next time. Anyway, until then, I hope you guys have a good week. I hope you have a good night, and I'm hoping to see you guys in a future stream. And until then, take care.